Bethany and Scott Palmer, otherwise known as the Money Couple, are financial advisors and lead the financial planning company Envoy Financial, which represents 650 ministries and 12,000 clients. They join us on Harvest today to help couples identify the struggles, diagnose the problem, and provide the solutions that lead to healthy financial communication. With first comes love, then comes money. Guys, we are so happy that you are here. You cannot come at a better time.
Oh, great to be here.
Thank you for having us.
But you know, I've got a secret because I know a little bit of your guys' story because you were not always the money couple. You were once the in-debt couple.
That's right.
The broke couple.
The broke couple.
Exactly.
So tell us a little bit about your story and how you guys went from being in debt to the broke couple to the money couple.
Well, in the book, we talk a lot about money personalities, and our primary money personalities are spenders. And
we have a great time.
Both of you?
Yes, both of us.
Yeah.
We love to spend money, and we
we're
do
good
it very
at
well.
it.
Yeah.
We do it. We're very solid in that area of our
Yes.
relationship. So what basically happened, like so many couples, was we were married and we bought our first place, and suddenly, you know, there was new carpet and there was new walls painted, and suddenly then after that, Bethany happened to mention that she thought the kitchen was terrible, so I gutted it, really without talking to her about that first. And basically what happened is we found ourselves in about $35,000 worth of credit card debt.
Oh my God.
And so what we experienced, like so many couples experience, is we just kind of got into this rhythm and we weren't talking and communicating about the financial issues in our own relationship. And then we found ourselves with all of our bills spread out saying, holy smokes, we just started this ministry and we're not making as much money as we thought we were making, and we have got a whole mountain of debt. And so that put us on a real journey as a couple to understand and to work together on our financial communication. And then as we started learning how to talk and communicate, we started working with other couples, and that's really how the money couple
Was it all sweet and wonderful and warm
because you're very
conversation?
calm, isn't it?
Yes,
Or were you
all the
guys like,
time.
you spent this, and I can't believe you did it. We got $35,000. What are we going to do?
We had a lot of arguments ourselves, and that's where we developed the money communication system of how to fight fair.
Right.
Because you need to learn how to argue about money and help it bring you together instead of tearing you apart, like it does so many times.
Now, is money one of the biggest causes of divorce for couples? Money
Absolutely.
issues?
The Washington Post did an exit poll, and basically what they reported was that 70% of all couples that were no longer couples interviewed said money was the #1 cause of stress in their relationship. And so that was one of those statistics that you read and go, wow. That just shows you how bad of an issue that this is. One of the major issues that we found was something called financial infidelity.
Right.
And we were sitting in a room with a couple that we were taking through our interview process. And he said, basically, it feels like she's cheating on me with our money.
Wow.
And Bethany and I looked at each other and kind of the light went off and said, financial infidelity. That's what that's called.
Right.
And what we find is that financial infidelity is as damaging to a relationship in a lot of ways as physical infidelity, because it's all about secrets and it affects your relationship so deeply. And so that's one of the things that we work with couples and we talk about a lot in this book is how do you identify financial infidelity, and then how do you start working on repairing that aspect of your relationship.
We have something called the FRI, Financial Relationship Index, something that helps you determine how much financial infidelity is in your relationship. It's interesting, when we developed it, we had a statistical analysis, a doctor actually developed this, and when he developed it, we took it, and we had financial infidelity in our own relationship.
Did you?
So it affects so
them.
many relationships. But to determine how much you have in your relationship, financial infidelity, but then to be able to grow from there and repair your relationship gives so much hope, especially in these financial economic times that are so difficult and so challenging. To identify that, but to be able to move past it and to be able to get on the same page about your finances.
So that it exists. The financial infidelity exists without even knowing it, possibly.
Exactly.
What are some of the beginning steps to having an effective communication in the area of finances between a husband and wife?
Sure. The first thing that you want to do is identify what your money personalities are. And we talk about that in First Comes Love, Then Comes Money. And identifying your money personalities, and then identifying how much financial infidelity you have in there, and then taking some of the financial communication systems and applying those to your relationship helps you get past the financial infidelity.
What are some of the personalities? Because I was reading the book last night and I was laughing with my husband. I was having a good time. to tell you.
That's
I was
what we like. Have a good time with it.
It was hilarious because I was like, that woman is me. You know, I was the flyer and the spender, which probably isn't the greatest combination. But share what some of the other personalities are and what the traits are.
Sure, go ahead.
We've got basically 5 money personalities, and there's the spender, which we're both experts at spending, and that's somebody that initially when that paycheck comes in, you're looking at that and you're saying, what can we afford to buy? What can we do this weekend that'll be fun? Then you have the saver. That's the person that looks at that paycheck and says, wow, we can put this much in our savings account and start to build this account up. And this, if you're, if those two are married, you're kind of looking at each other like, what? And then you have the security seeker. And what we find is that you have a primary money personality and a secondary money personality. So for I am a primary saver, but then my secondary money personality is I'm a security seeker. So I'm someone that even though I know I'm supposed to be invested aggressively because I'm younger, I prefer to be a little more on the conservative side.
Okay.
Then you have a risk taker. Bethany's secondary money personality is a risk taker. So when she sees an opportunity or she sees this market, she sees
Long
buy,
shot.
buy, right.
We're going for the odds
roll
here.
the dice on that
Trifecta.
one. I'm saying, are you out of your mind? We're not going to do that. And so then you have the risk taker. And then the fifth, which you admitted you were, which is not bad, is a flyer. And what a flyer is that's someone who doesn't really know where their financial state is. They might get a bill and go, oh, yeah, okay. And then 2 months later when they get a phone call, they go, oh, I did see that. Yeah, we'll pay that right now. And so the flyer isn't necessarily really wrapped up into the details.
Right.
One thing that we talk about is there is no right or wrong in a money personality. It's just who we are. It's just the way God made us in a lot of ways. It doesn't mean that we might need to make some changes in the way that we act due to that money personality. But there's not a bad and a good money personality. It's just who you are.
Right, and it's nice because you can identify what your primary one is, but then also it's like your second, you go, well, I'm primarily this, but a little bit this also. And that's where we talk about the secondary money personality.
So what you're saying, too, is that you don't necessarily have to, like I am a flyer and a spender. I don't necessarily have to become a saver, but I do have to learn how to work within my personality, right?
Exactly. Learn what the strengths and weaknesses are, your money personality, and then the weaknesses, try to develop some strengths from that.
Well, go ahead.
We find in most relationships that opposites attract. I mean, that's duh. That's been around forever. But what happens is we'll find a saver and a spender will get married. And so the person, let's say that the husband is a spender and the wife is a saver. And the flowers are great and the meals are great in the early parts of your relationship. But then when there's 2 kids and there's a house mortgage and there's those issues that we deal with in our finances, suddenly that part of the relationship isn't as attractive as it was. And so that's part of what couples need to work through is learning how to take the strengths of the other person's money personality to use to strengthen their relationship.
Right. Well, we'll have so much more. But before we go, Stephen, do you know what you are? Do you want to take a guess at your personality?
I will take a guess. Yeah, I'm definitely, I believe, a saver on one end and then a risk taker on the other end.
Yeah, see, I was going to say that too.
Were you?
But yeah, I got that one too. Well, we'll have so much more with Bethany and Scott Palmer. And remember, if you have any questions for them, you can email us live@lse.com. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
A journey to Israel is more than